The fight for the Northeast. Get to the raft. Who? Lance asks confusedly as he glances up at Connor. Connor shrugs. Never heard of him. He sounds like some really bad rock band from the 90s, Connor says. Lance shakes his head and contacts Chief, who's still in the helicopter. Chief, this is Metal Spider. Mackie just said Diamondback. Who is that? Lance asks. Glenn's jaw drops and he remembers who Diamondback is. Lance, Diamondback is a threat. Luke Cage managed to put him away some years back, but if he's the one who caused all of this, Lance cuts Chief off. Wait, Luke Cage? From the Defenders? Lance asks, surprised. Yes, Chief answers. Suddenly, Hero drives up in a patrol car and gets out, glancing up at the webbed-up car and looking over at Lance, who stands up and goes to talk to Hero about what's going on. What's going on? Did you find out who it is? Hero asks as he glances at Mackie, who's being handcuffed by Connor. Lance glances back at Connor and then looks at Hero. It's a guy named Diamondback, he says sternly. Hero nods and looks through the eyes of Lance's mask, directly into the eyes of Lance himself, before asking what their move is. After minutes, the SWAT team and news outlets arrive on the scene. A man reports that the person being arrested is Davian Mackie, the disgraced draft guard. This is what Lance hears, the news reporter call him, as he sits on top of the car and watches as Mackie is thrown into the back of a police car by two SWAT officers. He then takes a second to view the sight. He looks at the hundreds of civilians taking videos and pictures. He can even see some of the cameras being aimed at him, but he ignores them, feeling as if the situation is too serious. Lance drops to the ground and lands feet first on pavement, causing a slight cheer from the crowd as the news cameras focus in on him. He looks down at his pose and realizes it resembles Tony's. No wonder everyone is so excited. Lance mumbles quietly to himself as he slowly stands up. Suddenly, Connor walks up beside him and gives a slight wave to the civilians and news reporters who watch from behind barriers as the police van holding Mackie drives off. Lance and Connor watch as Connor nudges Lance. I wonder where he's headed, Connor says. Lance looks through the eyes of the mask grimly before saying, definitely not to the raft. Maybe somewhere upstate. Lance says with a shrug. Connor looks down as if disappointed. I hate this, you know. How are we supposed to make New York better if the people that are supposed to be helping us are corrupt and secret destroyers? Connor asks with a tone of disbelief. Lance side-eyes the Northeast soldier. Sometimes the best way to see someone's true colors is to be lied to by them, Lance says. Chief walks up behind them as Lance says this and rests his hand on Lance's shoulder. Lance doesn't turn to look at Chief and continues to blankly stare forward. Chief can tell that Lance is upset and asks what he is upset about. You can tell me anything, son, Chief says. Lance shakes his head. Citizens of New York, the city that has had an alien invasion, has been plagued with crime bosses like Kingpin for years, and is full of superheroes, has nothing normal about it. And now, they just watched someone that was trusted by an entire city get carried away in a police van, Lance says. He sounds disappointed and somewhat aggravated. What does that say about New York's law enforcement? What does it say about trust? He angrily yells, turning to look at Chief as Connor glances back at him. Lance, listen, I know you're angry, Chief says with an understanding face and a soft tone of voice. But you need to relax. We know who it is now, and we're going to stop him. We got this, Metal Spider, Chief says as he brings his hand up and clenches it into a fist. Heatseeker and Aqua walk up to the three and ask if it's time yet. Lance nods at Connor and walks up beside Lance. Force 25 is assembled. Chief Jackson smiles at the team and looks at Lance before sternly saying, Davidson, you and your team are clear to move on the raft. Lance nods and looks at the Northeast soldier, the Heatseeker, and Aqua before saying one thing. Force 25, go.